Which is very encouraging to know there must be a lot more people like you out there too that will hear about it and they'll get excited and do things. Just think of what they've done in these few months that they've been involved in bringing a group like this together tonight. This is just fantastic, and we thank you. I'm not sure that you're ready to hear another speech because it seems like I've given a couple today. But I don't plan to speak very long because probably when I finish speaking, I think I might even skip the dessert because tonight when I go to sleep, it's going to be in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
And we have to get up pretty early in the morning, so I'm sort of thinking that we will be moving toward the door, and I don't want to offend anybody, but it has been a very interesting day today and very exciting. How many people were over on the campus for our little rally today? There were a few, and you know, I was kidding a bit when I said to the crowd that, you know, I'm always surprised at the wonderful turnouts and all the excitement. I said, you know, when I started the campaign, I thought we'd have a rally like this and 50 people would come. And of course, we had a few more than that. And here we probably have 50 or more people in here tonight alone. So it is really exciting what's happening. But you know, it is something that is worth the effort. And the most important issue about the freedom movement is the release of creative energy, because free people act better when they don't have restraints. And what we as a nation have forgotten, we've lost our confidence. We have lost our faith and understanding of how freedom works. And yet that's what we inherited. That's what we were blessed with through our Constitution and our government, is that freedom is very beneficial, and it's not confrontational, and it produces great wealth. You know, in our early history, in our early settlements, you know, in the first settlement they tried socialism and they nearly starved to death. The next year everybody was allowed to have a plot of land and there was prosperity and they could take care of the people who couldn't raise crops that year. So incentives are fantastic, and it really brings people together. But the whole idea of having creative energy to allow us to solve our own problems rather than the dependency on the state, it's probably not a whole lot more complicated than that. The one reason why I think it's rejected is people tend, those people who gravitate to government tend to be demagogues, and they tend to say, well, you need me to take care of you because without me, you know, nothing will work. And besides, if we give you total freedom, you might not believe as I believe. You might read books that I don't want to read. You might do this that I don't think you should do. And we have a right to be judgmental in a free society, but we have responsibility first for ourselves and our family and the way we raise our kids and what we do in our communities. But that doesn't mean that we have the right to dictate to others exactly how they should live or what their religious beliefs should be or what their social activities should be. And that means that you have to have a certain amount of tolerance. And it's tolerance sometimes for things that seem benign, but sometimes it's tolerance of things that we don't really like. But the whole thing is we don't change those three forces. We don't say, well, you do this and I don't like it, I'm not going to allow you to do it, I'm going to put you in jail even though they're not hurting anybody else but themselves. That principle is the same principle as us trying to tell somebody over in the Middle East, we don't like your religion and we don't like this Sharia law and we don't like this and we're going to make you live like us and we're going to make you accept democracy. And it's highly they highly resent it. At the same time, we do have good qualities, and there's a lot that people should emulate. You know, our rule of law and our principles that we are drifting away from. But if we set a good standard, people will want to do that. But if we think we can enforce our values on other people or through economic intervention or telling other people in the world, you know, what they should do, it always backfires. And that means that we have to have the confidence that allowing people to make these personal decisions, it really works. It is not a perfect society. It's not going to be like there will be no problems. It just means that there'll be a lot less. Two things that I look at when I look at why we shouldn't accept government solution is one, governments can't know what you want or what I want. They can't dictate to us and say, we know what your religious values are, and we know what your social values are, and we're going to set the standards. And the other thing is when Governments can't know it, but when they pretend they know it, they make mistakes. When they make mistakes, they make it for all of us. So yes, we as individuals will make mistakes on our personal choices, our personal living habits, our eating habits, our reading habits, everything. But it just doesn't work when we think that we need to turn it over to a bunch of elitists who think they want, to run our lives.